is used in Navy, and then you get tar. This is the pollutant. Now let us talk about various important industries which reduce what are the different kinds of impurities they release. We will give it in a tabular form. Let us say this is industry, and the impurities or pollutants, you may call it, emitted. So first of all, one, cement industry. In cement industry, what happens? First of all, cement industry, basically, you get the gypsum, then it is went into the crusher. Now what happens is that the process dust is a huge phenomena out here. Process dust. Cement, then lime, then oxides of aluminium, potassium, silicon, calcium, sodium, etc. These are the pollutants that is generated by the cement industry. Now you can go further data. What is the total number of cement plants all over the world? Or if you can confine yourself to Indian national this thing only, you can also see various data. Now, cement industry, then fertilizer industry. Fertilizer industry. In this fertilizer industry, the dust particles are there. Dust particles of coal, then you have got sulfur, gypsum, GYP, gypsum. You have NOx gases, then hydrofluoride, ammonia, CO2, SO2. These are emitted by the fertilizer industry. Thermal power plant, we have already discussed in detail, yet thermal power plant, coal-based. This is coal-based. In this, you will have fly ash, NOx, SO2, HC, and carbon monoxide. These are the important is released by thermal power plants. Then petrochemicals and refineries. There are few people waiting. Let us admit them. Okay. Petrochemicals and refinery industry. H2S, hydrogen sulfide, hydrocarbon, particulates, CO, EO, NH3, NO2, and cyanides. So these are the few major industries which are bulk in nature. For example, cement, fertilizer, thermal power plant, petrochemical industries. They are the major industries which which releases impurities and pollutants. In these are the pollutants that gets into the air. Apart from that, you have many other industries like heavy chemical industries and then leather and tanneries. Okay, we can add one. Leather and tanneries is a good one. Number 5, leather. 4 participants are waiting. They are coming merrily at their time and asking for permission. Fine, it's all right. Leather and tanneries. And one more thing we shall add, paints and pigments. And another we will add, that is chini mill, 6 and 7. Leather and tanneries, MERCAPTONS, mercaptons and sulfides. Please don't ask me what this is. Please Google it and you find out. Sulfides. Number 6, paints and pigment industries. Paints and pigment industries, we have got nitrobenzene, aniline, then there are thinners and solvents. Sugar industries, thinner is the one which is a kind of a chemical which you apply on the paints and other things, heavy liquid, in order to reduce the viscosity of that material for application of for the practical application onto the surfaces. For example, if you let's not get it. This is a thinner, actually thinner, which is applied onto the paints in order to reduce the viscosity so that the applicability of the paints on the surface becomes easier. In the sugar industries, you have what is called H3PO4 and SO2.
Sir, people are waiting outside.
AEIE Porombrata Saha, let us admit him. Next. Now, what was the agenda? That is, now characteristics of the pollutants. What are the characteristics? Characteristics.
Sir, another person is waiting.
Characteristics of air pollutants. So first of all, let us discuss about the particulates. What does it do? These are the, as we have already discussed, that these particulates are of different size, which we call it which we define in size, which is in microns. We have already discussed 10 to the power minus 6 meter is 1 micron. But finer particles are also there, and heavier particles are also there, these particulates. Here, beyond a certain size of the micron size, if it becomes heavy, it settles down on the ground. Whereas if it is uh, less thicker, so it floats in the atmosphere itself. So particulates, the characteristics. Yeah, thank you. So these are the particulates are the discrete particles, and they are capable of settling in gaseous medium. If it becomes a little heavier, it will just settle down on the ground. The size of the particle and its distribution, uh, and also the mass concentration of those particulate matter in a particular place, describe the source of origin and the level of toxicity, the transport behavior, and suggest the mechanism of. I mean, if you will, then only once you study the behavior of those particulate matter, then only you can suggest how to remove. So what a particulate matters are basically, so we can call it, these are minute, these are minute and discrete particles capable of settling in gaseous medium. Gaseous medium, here we are talking of, that is air. Gaseous medium. Now, if you want to remove this one, so you need to know size of the particle, the distribution size of these particles is mass concentration, chemical composition, the level of toxicity, size of the particle, distribution size of these particles, mass concentration, chemical composition, the level of toxicity, etc., needs to be known for suggesting a mechanism for removal. Here I would just I'll just elaborate this one. In thermal power plant, for example, you have got example how we remove certain heavier particles is called electrostatic precipitator. ESP. Electrostatic precipitator. This is used in coal-based thermal power plant to remove heavier particles from the flue gas generated. In boiler. Electrostatic precipitator actually it's a device which is placed in the when the flue gas after doing its job when it is coming out before it is released through the chimney, it is passed through an electrostatic precipitator which actually gives a whirling motion inside the electrostatic precipitator. In that case, the heavier particles falls down and it is collected at the bottom of this funnel, thereby considerably reducing the amount of particulate matters that are released by the coal-based thermal power plant into the air. Okay. Now, the different dust size normally, dust size 1 to 200 micrometer. This is generated due to grinding operation, crushing operation, and spraying operation. Now, grinding operation, how do you do? Now, grinding operations you do. This is, for example, cement industries may you do the grinding of limestones. Crushing, grinding and crushing almost similar, but crushing is actually you coal crusher. Coal is we use the word pulverized. Coal is pulverized into fine powders before injection into the boiler. And spraying this particular thing is very much common in paints industries. Paints industries. For example, Bhavya not signed in, is waiting in the lobby. Not signed in yet. Okay. So paint industries. What is the process of the paint industry? So paint industry is that you do the surface preparation and which is called pre-treatment. After pre-treatment, the paint, for example, cars. How do the cars are getting painted? All the components which is made of sheet metal components, they go through components. Let me write. Components go through a process called pre-treatment process. Within inverted comma. Components go through a process called pre-treatment process where the surfaces are surface to be painted or coated, stroke coated. Components go through a process called pre-treatment process where the surface to be painted, coated. After which, after the pre-treatment process, paint is applied liquid paint or powder paint is applied on the surface. Now so the components actually, first of all, see, when the manufacturing process starts, let us say the car has got many sheet metal components. Car bonnet is there, then the dicky is there, and all the windows are there, doors are there. So various components, what is being done, they are pre-treated first and then goes to the paint shop. Now in the paint shop, you have a choice. Either go for a liquid painting or you go for a powder coating. These days, people are going for powder coating because of the simple fact that the powder coating is very tough and the life of the coated surface is much higher than the life of the liquid painted surface. Whatever be the case, you have to spray either the liquid paint or the spray powder, and after that, it goes for baking. Then it goes to oven for baking. Baking is the process where the polymerization takes place on the surface. The paint has got a sufficient adherence onto the surface, so that the adhesion strength is जितना अच्छा रहेगा, the adhesion strength of the paint on the surface, if it is more, then the paint quality becomes good. So in case of powder coating also, you actually spray the powder, paint powder. It is not the liquid paint. It is the spray paint powder is available, and then you can apply the paint powder on the surface, and then the components go into the oven, and on application of the heat, it gets melted, the powder gets melted, and polymerization takes place and gets stuck onto this one. The surface roughness and surface hardness of the paint powder coated surface is much better and much better finish instead of liquid painting, right? Now, characteristics of the air pollutants we were discussing, and we have discussed about the particulates in various kinds of industries and what are their characteristics, which is important if you want to remove the particles from. Next is particulates may be classified, may be 20 minutes we have got. Particulates may be classified as below. You can call it inorganic dusts. For example, iron oxides, lead halides, etc. Number two, droplets, H2SO4 droplets, NH4 2SO4, H2SO4, NH2SO4, then fly ash, this is old combustion. Actually, fly ash is there after it is combusted in the boiler, in the thermal power plant. Coal combusted product containing SiO2, Al2O3, Fe2O3. Number 4, organic pollutants, particulates. Once again, Souvik bus is waiting. Okay. Organic pollutants or particulates. Okay. This is benzene and polycyclic aromatic compounds. Number 5, smoke. Smoke size is 0.03 micron to 1 micron. Mainly carbon due to incomplete combustion. So this we have done. Now, characteristics of pollutants, particulates. We have discussed about the particulates. Now, sulfur dioxide. Sulfur actually is an impurity in coal. If the sulfur percent is there, sulfur is treated as an impurity, is treated as an impurity in coal. So the equation is AS plus O2 is equal to SO2. SO2 plus half of O2 is you get SO3. SO3, when it comes in contact with air particle, water vapor that is present in the air, it becomes H2SO4. This is the chain of events. Now, another one is FeS2 plus O2, it becomes Fe2O3 or Fe2O3, and then Fe2O3 ultimately goes to ferroferric oxide Fe3O4 plus SO2. This is the sulfur dioxide characteristics, how the sulfur does impact the environment. Now we talk about carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide two C plus O2 is equal to 2CO. CO2 gets reduced to CO plus O, and CO2, when it is combined with C, it becomes 2CO. Fuel, the main source of carbon monoxide is the fuel combustion. Fuel combustion. Fuel combustion कहाँ पे? In IC engine, marine engine, etc. Automobiles. Now, oxides of nitrogen. Oxides of nitrogen. We call it NOx. It may be N2 plus O2 is equal to 2NO. NO plus half O2 is equal to NO3. Sorry, NO2. NO plus half O2 is equal to NO2. I am in class. Oxides of nitrogen. So this is it. Now we shall discuss about what is called. There are other hydrocarbons. you have what is called hydrocarbons that we have already discussed. Hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons. Methane is released from methane gas. Methane is released by an aerobic reaction and this remains for a very long time in atmosphere. Other chemicals you have is H2S, HF, Cl2, etc. Now all these pollutants what we have discussed, the meeting will end for all participants in 5 minutes. Okay, the meeting will end minutes. Okay. So before it goes out, now we shall discuss what was the agenda. Agenda was harmful effects, atmospheric reaction, and air quality index. Harmful effects. What are the harmful effects? Harmful effects of pollutants. Material damage. Including soiling of surfaces, number 2, you get a vegetation damage. Number 3, reduction of visibility. Reduction in visibility and darkening of sky. Damage to human health. And domestic animals. Number 5, interference with services and production. So these are the harmful effects of pollutants. All of us are aware of such things, but then if you have to narrate it point wise, it is better to narrate this. Now with these harmful effects, AQI, I don't think I will be able to, I may be pulled out, but anyway, air quality index, let us